I work on human rights issues in Bombay. I'm a lawyer, and I have been also working with the LGBT community and on their issues. When I was with an organization many years ago, there was an intern with us, and that is how I got introduced to the LGBT groups in Bombay. Then there was times where the parties would get raided and I would be asked to be there as a lawyer. And also at times we did a lot of trainings for the LGBT community, and that is how I got involved with the work of LGBT community in Bombay. Then later, when anytime any of these organizations, either Gay Bombay or Humsafar, would get cases of blackmail, they would contact me saying that this is what it is and whether you would meet the person, and that is how I have got involved with mainly the cases of blackmail that happens in Bombay. There was a range of cases. There was sometimes blackmail from people had just met and they had taken pictures of each other, then the other person would try to blackmail them on that. Sometimes there were people who would just come to know the other person's identity and start blackmailing sexuality and start blackmailing them on that. So there were different sorts of cases, and many cases, I would say. There were cases also at some point of time between couples where relationship had gone sour, then one or the other person would start blackmailing each other to just keep on, to hold on to that person. In terms of police, of course, these are all documented cases. In Bombay also there have been cases where police by themselves have tried to blackmail gay people, and one case was from Mira Road where the cruising spots were used by the police to blackmail these guys, and one person was very badly beaten. I forget the name of the person now, but in that case the fortunate part was that the case was filed against the police officers. They were arrested. Of course they have been released on bail. I don't know what has happened to the trial. Recently there was again a racket busted in Bombay where I now am involved in that case, a couple of cases where we have filed FIRs under section 389, which talks about blackmailing under section 377. So when the section 377 was was there, obviously the legislatures knew that it had a potential for blackmail. So under 389 there is a separate section carved out saying that if you blackmail people for prosecution under 377, that by itself is an offense, and very few people know about it and it's not used very often. The case where we also filed, the police did not register 389. Only when we made an application to the magistrate has applied 389, and the accused have challenged that before the courts. The Sessions Court passed an order in our favor saying that the application of 389 was correct in that case, and now the matter is pending before the High Court. I see a lot of people using these mobile apps to meet people, like Grindr or Planet Romeo, and it's very easy to fall prey for these blackmailers on these particular apps. So the precaution would be you try to get the clear identity of the person. Either you link with him or any other social apps such as Twitter or Facebook, so that he gives out his real identity. You know who this person is. Secondly, try to meet that person outside before you directly go to that person's place or you call him home. These are some of the precautions I would suggest. If a stranger is coming to your house, you should be careful of your valuables. I'm not saying don't trust people, but these are the precautions you have to take if you are dealing in such a scenario where probably you are, by law, you may not be on a safer side. Section 377, the legality was challenged. Though it held that Section 377 was unconstitutional as it did not allow two consenting adults to enter into a sexual relationship. It was challenged by the NAS Foundation first in Delhi High Court. The prayer was to read it down, because also the section was used mainly in cases of child sexual abuse also. So the petition was initially thrown out as an academic discussion by the Delhi High Court. It was challenged before the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court sent the matter back to the Delhi High Court to be heard again and heard in detail. And then the Delhi High Court passed judgment of the Justice Ajit Shah and Justice Muralidhar passed a brilliant judgment and read down Section 377, basically decriminalized thousands of people in this country. And then some of the groups who had intervened in the matter challenged it before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said that this is something the legislature should do it, the parliament should do it, and the court should not get involved in legislating, and hence overturned the Delhi High Court judgment. And today we are back to the situation of pre-2009, where sex between two consenting same-sex persons is criminal. I think it was very unfair, unjust. The court felt that it was a minuscule minority, that's why they did not want to deal with it. But they are a constitutional court, and even if it is a minuscule minority, they need to protect the rights of the minority, more so if they think it is the rights of the minority. And it's very difficult to understand why the Supreme Court overturned the Delhi High Court judgment. The judgment, I feel, doesn't give a proper reasoning why it is overturning the Delhi High Court judgment. So the phase between the Delhi High Court judgment till the Supreme Court overturned the judgment, would say, was a very good phase. In terms of that, the blackmail cases suddenly reduced, and we could see that there was a confidence in people to come out because they felt that they were not criminalized. B, even if they were blackmailed, they were not worried that they are criminals. And C, there was a sense that the law is not against them.